Ah, hi everybody. See, it doesn't let me see my camera before I actually go live, so I'm not sure where it was pointing. So hold on, let me adjust that. I hope you guys can hear me. If you can't, let me know. There we go. That should be good. Maybe my head won't be chopped off. You guys can see me. All right. Yeah? All right, but I got to remember to look at you guys because otherwise I'm going to be looking over here. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Lunar Love and Light. I am your girlfriend, Irish Smelly, with you guys for this amazing full moon. We have a super moon that's also a pink moon that is the full moon in Scorpio for April 2021. So there's a lot going on with the moon right now. A lot probably going on emotionally with everybody as the full moon in Scorpio and the super moon on top of that really brings out emotional things and emotions in people, high emotions. So maybe think twice before you want to jump to say something to someone or something like that. Yeah, let me see here. I have this pulled up so that I can see the comments because my computer's a little bit far away from me. So, let's see. It doesn't say yet that I am live. I think I'm live. It says I'm live. Yeah. Okay. We're good. We should be good. I don't know why it's not showing me that. Maybe it's starting to now. I think it's being slow. Yeah. Okay. There we go. It's just being slow. Can you hear me? Yes. Let's see. Hello? 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 Oh, I hear me. Okay. So I know you guys can hear me. Sweet. All right, everybody. Like I said, welcome, welcome. You know, the full moon. We're doing the damn thing here. I can get this damn thing to stand up. There we go. Okay. I think that's good. Okay, so I see there's a lot of smoke here. Just so you guys know, like nothing's on fire. Like it's not like the house is burning down or something. It's just an incense burning right there. It's almost actually out, so it'll stop in a second. Yeah, so like I was saying, this is a moon running high in emotions, things like that. So what I'm going to do, I am going to read a channel letter that I wrote last night on the peak of the super pink full moon in Scorpio. There we go. That's how we'll say it. So we say it all. Because as of this live stream, so if you guys watch this later, I'm recording this right now on April 27th, 2021, which is the day after the peak of the full moon. The full moon was at peak yesterday at 10:31 p.m. Central Standard Time in the U.S. So I know depending on where you're at and what you're doing, obviously that's different, but it's still very much in bloom today. And I say in bloom because I want to mention that a lot of people say, you know, it's called the pink moon, but it's called the pink moon not because it is pink, but because the full moon, this full moon, when it's at its brightest, it actually causes the pink flowers to bloom. But ironically enough, if you were able to see the supermoon last night when it started to come up and it was, you know, about 14% larger than it normally is, well, seems so because it seems closer and it's closer. It was actually pink. It had a pink hue to it. It wasn't the typical yellow-orange color that we see with a full moon. It was pink. It had a pink tint to it. So that was interesting. So I just thought I'd point that out. I will just go ahead and get right into this. And where is that? Okay. So this is called From Great Power, and this was written 4/27/21, and this was written at 1:11 a.m. on 4/27/21. It says, on this super full pink moon, it is a time for release, but also a powerful time to manifest your dreams and desires. Release what no longer serves your higher good, but hold tight to your dreams that are for your higher good, which in turn is good for the collective as a whole. Remember to be careful for if your wishes aren't if your wishes aren't sorry about that, guys. If your wishes aren't put forth with the best intention and purpose, it may not come to fruition. Know you are strong enough and plain and simply overall more than enough. From Great Power. I think that's rather fitting for this super full moon. I think as a collective, I think there's been a great shift, and I think with us coming out of this Aries new moon, where there was a lot of energy and action and motivation, feeling of a time to move, time to do something, time to get off the ground, new things you're doing, ventures, whether it be career, personal life, relationship, whatever. But we're starting to slow down from that now, and you're going to see things are going to feel a little bit heavier, astrologically speaking. I'm saying so. I mean, take it how it resonates. It may affect you differently than obviously someone else, all depending on your placement in your astral chart, your astronatal chart. So if you guys haven't looked up your astrological natal birth chart, I highly recommend doing so. There's a lot of great sites where you can just get it for free, and you can print out the information, and it can actually give you a lot of insight. You can just simply do a few Google searches for some of the information. I know astrocafe.com is one of them, and I believe it's astro-cafe.com. I don't quote me on that. You can just Google search astrocafe.com, or you can just search um, free natal birth chart, astrological natal birth chart, astrological birth chart, natal chart. I mean, whatever you put in, it'll all come up the same. It's just a long name, same thing. But yeah, that can tell you a lot about what's going on with you and everything else based on your placement when you were born. So when you do that though, you want to have obviously your name. You want to have your birth date, your time of birth, and your place of birth. And a lot of people say, oh, well, I know, and especially when they look up other people's charts, it's like, oh, I know their name, I know their birthday. Well, that's not enough information. You might get some information, but you're not going to get accurate information. So you want to make sure that you put in the place of birth, especially, but you definitely want the time of birth, because the time of birth tells you the exact placement, because the placement of the planets changes about every hour to 2 hours. Depending. So if you're not exactly sure, you can always maybe ask a relative or somebody who knows and try to get as close of an accurate time frame as you can to when you were born. If you're not sure, you don't have your birth certificate. As long as you have a roundabout kind of, um, you know, view idea of what time, you'd be okay. But you still want to have that time. That time's very important, is what I'm saying, because that definitely tells you a lot about your placement. I mean, you're going to get total inaccurate information without a time. You might be able to get away without a place if you just know like the state, but you're not sure of the city or the county, the hospital, whatever. It doesn't matter. You just really need the city and state. But a lot of times the state will just work too if you don't have the city. So with that, I am going to pull a few oracle cards for everybody for the super full moon tonight. And I thought, well, why not start with the Moonology Oracle deck? I have pre-shuffled all of the decks just to make this go a little bit faster. But when I pull the last card over here, I'll shuffle that one on camera because I know some people really like to see that, and they like it's kind of ASMR, that satisfying sounds and visuals. So a lot of people like to see it. I know I do. So let's see. My hands are dry. Should have put some lotion on first. Interesting. And now we want to remember when we talk about releasing and manifesting, depending on the full moon, full moons are generally for releasing, new moons are generally for manifesting. And you can still do one or the other on either. It may not be as strong or as work as well as you would like, based on the energies, the law of attraction, things like that. But ideally, what you do is you manifest on a new moon, and 6 months later on the corresponding full moon. Sorry, car going by, a loud car. Generally, 6 months later on the same, corresponding full moon, your manifestations will come to fruition, if not before. So just want to point that out if anybody wasn't aware. The first card we have is expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. I'm not sure if it's going to focus. I think I'm a little too far away for you guys to really be able to see it. So sorry. Second card is be bold and make the first move, Cardinal Moon. And our third card is work through your fears, New Moon in Scorpio. And like I said, this is our full moon in Scorpio. So if there was anything you were manifesting 6 months ago in October, because it would have been October, November is Scorpio. The full moon would have been October. Yeah, the end of October would have been the full moon in Scorpio. The full moon in Scorpio. So I have it backwards because this is a new moon in Scorpio is what it's saying. So the new moon in Scorpio 6 months ago is what I'm saying. Yes. To 6 months now to the full moon in Scorpio. Seeds you planted 6 months ago in October, that would have actually been the beginning. Sorry, not the end of October. That's why I was getting confused. The beginning of October, second week, first week, depending on when the new moon was. You may have had manifestations. And remember, manifestations are wishes. A wish is a dream your heart makes. Or you can hear it as a dream is a wish your heart makes. Either way, it makes sense and it works. People say prayers, dreams, wishes, manifestation, law of attraction. It's all the same thing. It's you desiring something so deeply and with your whole soul and your whole heart that you bring it to fruition. You create it. You create this beautiful manifestation, this desire that you want, this thing that you want. You create that. And with that, I just want to say be careful. As the channel letter said, be careful with what you are asking for or what you think you want and be specific in what you ask for and what you desire, because the old adage, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it, and then you just might not want it. So just be careful, be mindful of that, and just remember, the person you are today may not be the person that you're going to be 6 months from now. It may not be the person you are a day from now. It may not be the person you are, an hour from now, depending on your situation and what happens. You just never know. So just keep those things in mind when you're wishing and wanting. Um, this is, I want to make sure I tell you guys exactly what this is. Here, put them down here. This is the Oracle of Shadows and Light. Like I said, I pre-shuffled these. Oh. Okay. We have number 10. We have the Eclipse Mermaid, a powerful energy shift, which is very interesting. I swear I'm not burning the card. It's way in front of the candle. But this is very interesting because we have the Eclipse Mermaid with a powerful energy shift, whereas here we have expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. So I think this right here, and it's interesting that this card came out right underneath that card. I think this is saying, one, watch out for the next eclipse, which is, interestingly enough, is next month in May. We have a lunar eclipse on the full moon. We have a full moon lunar eclipse next month, which, don't quote me on it. I want to say it's around May 23rd or May 27th. I want to say May 27th, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on it, but somewhere right around there. Obviously, the end of the month is the full moon. But I think for some of you, and the interesting thing is this card is number 10. 10s represent endings and new beginnings, because numerologically, a 10 is the end of a cycle, but it's also the beginning, because a 10 breaks down to a 1, and a 1 is the beginning of a cycle, the start of new beginnings. And it's just a 10 and a 1 are, infinite. They go together as new beginning, endings and new beginnings, new beginnings and endings. The cycle doesn't stop. So that's interesting, because the next eclipse, like I said, will be on a full moon. Full moons are generally about releasing. But the thing is that with a super moon, you can still do some pretty powerful manifestations, and not just releasing. Excuse me. But with a full moon, like I said, the releasing. But sorry, I'm getting lost in these cards. I just keep seeing the outline of the light around the moon on both cards. It's just very interesting because we have a very purple haze here. We have a very red haze here. And the red, I see the ring around the moon on that one. But which now it reminds me, I just spoke with my best friend last night. Hey girl, hey. And we were discussing the ring around the moon. because there was a hazy sky last night with the full moon, but we were able to see it, and then there was a very bright ring around the moon. But we were also discussing blood on the moon, which there wasn't any, but blood on the moon is generally not a good thing. And this card, that's what this here really reminds me of. I'm not sure if you guys can pick up how much red is in this card. I mean, I kind of see it, but it's very much a red moon with the shadow of the eclipse over it. But anyway, as I was saying, um, that's the full moon is a time for release. But I think with an eclipse, I think an eclipse is one powerful energy. Far away. Powerful energy. And here it says expect powerful change, and it says a powerful energy shift. So I mean, this is telling you that I think anything is possible next month on the full moon, which will be the full moon in Sagittarius. Um, so anything you may have planted seeds for 6 months before in um, December, yeah, December is when this might be coming to fruition. But I think this is saying this is going to be a very powerful time for the collective in general. Um, so I say that if there's anything you guys are wanting right now to release, to manifest, to have, um, start thinking about it now. And I would start writing stuff out. And remember, you guys, um, the fastest way to what you want and you desire, your manifestations, is through gratitude. I highly encourage all of you guys out there to write a gratitude list um, for this full moon in Scorpio before the end of the day, or maybe tomorrow, or within the next few days, because you still have very strong energy before, during, and after a full moon, and especially a super moon like this. Um, the energy is very high right now. I definitely recommend using that. So then we have, sorry, I know I went on a lot about that, but that just kind of blew my mind right there. It's like when you do a tarot spread and you go to clarify a card and you clarify with the same card. Like that it just doesn't happen that often, but when it does, it's the universe's way of saying, look, I told you once, like, I'm serious, I'm telling you, pay attention to this. So if anybody wasn't paying attention, I hope you're paying attention now, because the universe is letting you know that they're here with messages. um, but this one, we have number 36, which breaks down numerologically to a 9. Uh, Mend a broken heart, fairy, healing from heartache. And this is underneath be bold and make the first move. So maybe some of you have not wanted, have a broken heart from a relationship, and have not wanted to get out there and see people or meet people or something. Um, Maybe some of you, this is a broken heart from a relationship, maybe with a family member, something family, sibling, um, because she looks horribly sad. But I'm getting, I don't know, I'm feeling sibling from this for some reason. But I mean, she just looks horribly sad, and her band-aids over her broken heart. And then we have number 35, which numerologically breaks down to an 8. And we have the storm angel, collision of beliefs, styles, attitudes, and energies. Collisions of beliefs, styles, attitudes, and energies. And this is underneath the work through your fears, the new moon in Scorpio. To me, like, when I see this, like, the first thing I think and I feel is Tower card. Towers aren't always horrible, but they're not pleasant all the time. In my experience, anyway, towers are not very pleasant. But yeah, the collision of beliefs, styles, attitudes, energies. I think this is saying that this is kind of what I was saying earlier to someone. I think I mentioned at the beginning here, but you know, emotions are running very high right now with this full moon in Scorpio. So you want to kind of be careful and anchor your energy and try not to, you know, try not to maybe speak right away or react. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe not react right away to a situation, stop and think. Because if you react right away, you're going to react emotionally and you may very well regret something and maybe something that you cannot take back or do again. I think that's what this is saying. I think this is, a storm warning. I don't think this is, I don't feel that this is necessarily, and I think that's why it says work through your fears. I don't think this is necessarily something that is going to happen. I think this is something that could happen. And I think it's saying just be mindful, be careful of your words and what you say to people in this time period, especially right now. At least I would say at least give it a few days, let the full moon kind of pass. But then, just so everybody knows, we do then have Pluto going retrograde. Um, Retrogrades are never super fun, good times. But we can learn from these moments, right? We can learn from them. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. Let's see. Ah, let's get some inspiration, something positive here, okay? All right. We have Winter Fairy. Now is the time to move your thinking on to a higher level. You are equipped to do more than you have contemplated, and you will succeed. Let me say that again. You are equipped to do more than you have contemplated, and yes, you will succeed. Remember, I've told you guys so many times success is a series of small things. If you say it fast, you might mess it up. You don't have to say it fast. Say it 3 times to yourself, once or twice a day. I do it in the morning and then I do it in the evening. Success is a series of small things. And you say it to yourself 3 times because three is a divine number, universal number, very powerful number. But it also kind of ingrains it into your brain and you remember it and you realize that the things you're doing, like it's okay. The the small wins are still wins. The large wins are great and those, celebrate those for sure. Definitely. And I'm not saying don't strive for those, but definitely kind of going back to the gratitude list. Be mindful and thankful. I mean, it's right here, plain as day. You will succeed. So just know that. Know that. And then we have a fairy voyage. As a child of power, you can bring joy and purpose to the world. As a child of power, you, you can bring joy and purpose to the world. You're here for a higher purpose. You have bigger things to do. And I think it's interesting the winter fairy is coming underneath our eclipse cards and the mend a broken heart. Um, there could possibly have been a broken heart this past winter. It could have been this past winter. There could have been some disconnection, some disassociation. Um, that could be what you're trying to fix or manifest for yourself um, in the 6 months ago, or in the winter time. Maybe that's what you're working on now. You've been working on since the winter time. Maybe that's your current manifestation you're working on. You're waiting to come to fruition. And this is saying, if so, this is saying you will succeed. That you're equipped. You're equipped for more than you think you are. You can do more than you think you can. You're stronger. You're braver. You're more powerful. I mean, that's the beginning of this. That's what we read in the channel letter. My God, it is. See what I'm saying? The universe is telling you, you are enough. You can do this. You will succeed at this. And then we have the fairy voyage. So with this being under mend a broken heart and a storm angel, like I said, with the storm angel, I'm not feeling like that's going to happen. That's a could happen. But I'm feeling some kind of travel with this. And you see mountains. There's a castle up on a hill. And these beautiful blue flowers that remind me of bluebells. We have a yellow bird, if that is a sign for anybody, means anything for anyone. And it looks like she's holding a white rose. Interesting. Yeah. I'm getting very Eight of Wands feeling from this card. Feeling like travel, movement, or maybe some fast incoming news that you will receive soon. Maybe something about this broken heart. We have the new moon in Scorpio above here. So maybe that's saying that there was something, again, and the new moon in Scorpio last November that you planted, and maybe it's saying it's almost time. There's going to be a trip. There's going to be movement, news about this. All right, we have positivity. If you can find even one thing to be grateful for, it will restore you to the light. Please let me always feel gratitude for something, even a tiny thing, in even the hardest situations. And interestingly enough, there's two birds on here, and they're two yellow birds. I'm not sure what they are. I want to say they look like canaries, but you can tell they're not canaries. The beaks almost look too long. Canaries are usually a little smaller. But these ones are yellow and black. So that's interesting. So yellow birds. See on this one, do we have yellow birds? There's one that has a yellow stomach. A bluebird, I think. Oh no, there's a yellow one in the tree. Okay, so we have a yellow bird here too. And a cardinal, a red cardinal. And what looks to be like a blue jay. It's interesting. And a bee. Bee might mean something. Bees are very spiritual creatures, messengers of spiritual gifts, I believe. I don't quote me on that. I feel like that's probably wrong. But I know that bees are important. Okay. Oh, and I didn't tell you guys what that was. Sorry. My bad. My bad. The first one is the Inspirational Wisdom from the Angels and Fairies deck. And the second one was the Wild Offering Oracle. Bum, 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 bum. This is the Making Magic, Manifesting Your Dreams deck. And I did shuffle this one, but for some reason I feel like I need to reshuffle this. I feel like I'll shuffle this one on camera for you guys. Because I knew I shuffled them. I don't know why I grabbed it to shuffle it. You meant to shuffle it. All right. Spirit, can we please have a message for the collective. Thank you. 2 messages. That's exactly what I needed. Okay, the first one we have is the triple spiral. Listening to divine wisdom and joyfully learning life's lessons. I'll read that one more time. Triple spiral. Listening to divine wisdom and joyfully learning life's lessons. And that's the symbol right here, the triple spiral. It's a magical symbol. That's what these are. These are all magical symbols from different cultures around the world. Let's see, we have the sun. The golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. So, we're going to travel, possible storm warning, something you've been planting since 6 months ago. Maybe your fame and fortune is about to come in. That's what that is saying. There could be this collision of beliefs, styles, attitudes, energies, if you let it happen. But if you don't, the sun could lead you to your fame and fortune. Maybe something you've been waiting for, you've been wanting. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to pull from the Rebel deck. It's one of my favorite decks. I didn't mark this video 18 plus, but I did mark it not for children. So just so you guys know, there will be possibly some offensive words, some language. Sorry, what the deck's about. All right. So I got 2 cards. 1, bottom. 2. Jeez, why are all the loud vehicles going by right now? I feel like I need to take this one too. I'm going to take that. Oh, look, we balanced the color here. It works. See? It was meant. All right, the first one says, believe what you see. Hide my face and it might focus a little better. No. Face reality or live in fucking la la land. Choose bravely. Okay. And then we have fucking apologize. Seriously, just do it. All right. Don't believe every shitty thought you have. Thoughts can be sneaky, lying bastards. Believe what you see. I think this is saying, like, open your eyes. Make sure you're not living through rose-colored glasses. Maybe that's why I kept seeing the red in this card. Maybe that's why it was standing out so much. Because even in the purple here, it's got a very magenta hue to it. Almost, a reddish purple. And, we see the broken heart. Maybe there's something you didn't see that you need to learn that lesson from that. You need to see it now in order to move on to this fame and this fortune, this voyage that is right here for the taking for you. This feels like this is so close. Like you're so close to fruition. If this hasn't already slightly happened, somebody is getting some fast incoming news, or you are traveling. I'm telling you, I feel that. But then, apologize. Again, underneath the storm angel here. And this is, we're talking about the collision of belief styles, attitudes, energies. So remember, just, watch your words. And if you do say something you regret, don't be too stubborn and hard-headed, bullheaded to not apologize, especially if you know you were in the wrong. I'm not saying that by any means people should be apologizing when they did nothing wrong. But take a deep look inside and see if you were wrong. There could be a good chance you thought you weren't wrong, and maybe you really look at the situation and you realize, man, maybe I was a little harsh. Maybe I was a little wrong. Because I can relate all too well. I think we all can. But I think we all have days where things get to us, and we need to mind ourselves and check ourselves. You know what I mean? Just check yourself. Check in with yourself. See how you're doing. Remind yourself. Say, hey, this too shall pass. We're just gonna get through this. We're gonna tough through what we got to do right now, and soon this little moment will be over. We won't feel so emotional. We won't have to hold our tongue as much. But just be mindful, because you could hurt someone's feelings a lot more than you realize, and you might regret it. I was saying before, I regret it. And then this, don't believe every shitty thought you have. Thoughts can be sneaky, lying bastards. Going back to the positivity here, this card says just big bold letters, positivity, right there. And that's what this is saying. Because remember, what you think and your thoughts that you put out there, the energy you put out there with your thoughts, what you're putting into your own mind, what you're filling your own head with, and what you're telling yourself, these are the energy you're putting out. So when you're asking the universe to give you something, you're putting that desire of yours out into the universe, however you do it. When you're not then in a positive mindset, or just very negative thinking, very down on yourself, very down on other people, when you're not when you're not exuding positivity, that's when that's what you're telling the universe that you want. Because the universe just only gives you what you ask for. So that's why I say be careful what you ask for, but it's also the energies that you put into that and you put out into the universe. If you're putting negative, just ill-willed things, negative, not positive energy into the universe, that's more likely what you're going to get back, or you're going to get something like that, probably threefold. So just remember that, don't get out of your own head. If you need to, go for a walk, get some fresh air, try to change up your routine, do something different in the morning. Just switch one thing up, try it, and just see how it makes you feel. You never know. It might be the best thing for you. I love it. All right. So we're going to pull one final card. We're going to pull the Angel Answers deck. I don't know if it's called an Oracle deck. I don't know. It's the Angel Answers deck. And then I'm going to get you guys 30 days of intentions to kind of close it off. Card. I'll explain that in a second. These I'm going to shuffle for you guys. But I want, I want to ask a question. For the higher good of the collective, are we going to see positivity outweigh negativity and see positive manifestations come to fruition very soon here, or how soon? Let's say that. Don't stop. Message for me, message for you. I think this is saying, don't stop. Stay positive. Like I said, do the gratitude journal or the gratitude list. And do something positive for yourself. Do something positive for someone else just because. Do it for a stranger even. You know what I mean? All right, let's see. Don't stop. And that makes me feel like don't stop. So I'm going to shuffle again. I'm going to take it very literally right now. What do we need to hear about these manifestations coming to fruition? Romance. Maybe some of you planted seeds about romance, maybe a relationship you're trying to fix. I don't know, I just feel this with mend a broken heart. I feel like somebody's trying to mend a relationship. And we have compromise. So if you are trying to heal a relationship, this is saying compromise, you know. Compromise, listen to the other person. Again, emotions running high. Be careful what we say. Hold our tongue. Bite your tongue, whatever you do. Hold your breath and swallow. Take a deep breath, however you have to do it. These are the inspiration squares. They're just inspiration squares. I pre-shuffled these, and I'm not going to shuffle these because these might go everywhere if I don't. I'm going to get you 3 of these. And, okay, we have... I define my worth, and I am worthy. I told you. I don't know. You might not be able to see these. These are really tiny. And the writing is really light colored. What is perceived as a negative could turn positive if the lesson is learned. So if you're feeling negative, you're seeing negative, you're thinking negative, remember it could turn into a positive as long as you start to think positively, as long as you turn it into a positive. Learn the lesson, then you don't continue back on the negativity and with the negative path for whatever your situation is. As long as you learn the lesson from that, you're not going to end up back on that negative path. You're not going to feel negative. You're going to feel positive because you learned the lesson and it's over. That is what paying your karma is. That is what, when people say, oh, you'll get your karma, this and that. It's not that people get their karma. Everybody has karma. There's good karma. There's bad karma. Everybody has karma. Everybody has to pay in their karma. And this is saying, you know, if you've learned that lesson, you've paid that karma. Endings are just beginnings in camouflage. Endings are just beginnings in camouflage. And again, like I was kind of telling you guys with the 10 here with the Eclipse Mermaid, you know, the powerful energy shift. The 10 being the ending, but also the beginning. So that's awesome. And now these are 30 days of intention cards. And it says 30 days of questions to live your life with intention, asking you to stop and think, am I headed in the right direction? So I'm going to randomly pick one, and I'm going to ask you guys. And this is what I want, okay? If you guys have enjoyed this live, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell someone about it. This message, if it didn't resonate with you, it may resonate with someone you know. It may resonate with someone else. But you also sharing and liking helps my algorithm so that this message can reach other people, because it very well might be someone else who needs the message as well. So in the comments below this video, I want you guys to answer this for me, okay? 30 days of intentions. It says energy. What gives you energy? How will you tap into this more on a daily basis? So again, energy. What gives you energy? And how will you tap into this more on a daily basis? what gives you energy, and how will you tap into it more on a daily basis? 3 times. See? That's how you keep it in your brain. 3 times. 3 times. Yeah. So how do you use your energy? Where are you putting your energy right now? Are you putting your energy in a positive mindset or a negative mindset? Are you manifesting? Are you releasing? Are you doing both? How do you do this on a daily basis? How do you tap into this energy source? Tell me about it in the comments below, down below this video right down here. And yeah, I just want to say thank you guys. I always say it. I'm going to say it again. I love you guys. I love you for being here. I will see you guys in the next one. Please, 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 please remember to be kind to yourself, but be kind to someone else because they deserve it too. I'm sending you tons and tons of love and light. Good night, my dears. Bye. Go home. It's over. Oh, I got to go shut it off now, but I got to get way over there. All right. Thank you, guys. I will see you guys soon. I'll have another video out for you guys soon. I think I'm going to do something for tomorrow, for the day after the full moon peak. All right. Peace. Behave. Behave.